God is speaking to you in your personal altar, and what's going on in your mind is to post that on WhatsApp.
Oh, wow.
And the type of words to use so that people will know that she's still a spiritual sister. She's actually a
So hi guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Isinda Bethel and I'm excited to have you here. So today I have my sister with me. We're going to be having a sisterly talk about our faith, and I hope it encourages and blesses you. This is my first podcast. Super excited, a little bit nervous, but we trust the Holy Spirit. Like I said, I have my sister with me here. She's going to give us a brief introduction about herself.
Hi, my name is Mary. I'm a child of God. I'm a registered nurse here. I love singing. I love helping people. I just love to make a difference wherever I come to.
How has your experience been growing in God where you are from, like back at home and after you relocated to the United States? How has your walk with God been?
There is a huge difference. Well, I gave my life to God like properly in the year 2018. Prior to that, I've been very religious, and one thing God did was to, in the year 2020, He prepared me for a personal relationship with Him coming over to the United States, of which I didn't know that I was going to come over to the United States back in 2020.
Okay.
But then in Nigeria, you have brethren, like you say, and everybody's gingering you. You see somebody praying and you want to pray more.
Pray for 7 hours,
Yes,
8 hours.
Exactly.
Right.
You see, you go to fellowship and you're leaving fellowship with a burden, and like there's just this, I think there's like an external driving force to want to serve in God, to want to go into deeper relationship with Him. I also say that back then too, it was more about like the outer works. Like I would want to pray more, to show forth, exactly,
so that people also
so that
see
people
that
also know that
you're a Christian,
I'm a Christian
and that you're praying as
exactly.
well.
God is speaking to you in your personal altar, and what's going on in your mind is to post that on WhatsApp.
Oh, wow.
And the type of words to use so that people will know that she's still a spiritual sister. She's actually so like there's this, because when you see like other people do such things
You
and they're
want to
blessing
do
people's
as
lives, you
well.
want to do as well. So it's like an external driving force, but God sees all those things. Okay, let me start from back in 2020 during the lockdown season.
During COVID-19.
Yes, during COVID-19, I decided to spend time with God. Like 10 a.m. to 12 p.m. I would listen to a message, and then the remaining time I have, I will pray. So, and I'll just stay there. I actually put like a bed sheet on the floor in one of the rooms and just sit down there, listen to message. Sometimes I sleep off, and that was when God began to show me like visions, and I heard God especially. I came to understand what it means to personally stay in the presence of God. There were no fellowships then. We were just at home. So day by day, day by day, day by day. So moving over to the United States, it was not really hard for me. So I felt God building me. But then also when I came over here, God began to examine my motives as well. So sometimes maybe if I want to, maybe I'm reading the scriptures and He's pointing out something to me, and I'm quick to it's time
let me
to share
post it on my status.
Yes, and He's telling me, no, this is for you. I want you to internalize it. I want you to meditate on it, and until I tell you to do, then do it. So I started weighing my motives for posting some things. Yes, I would say this here, for posting some things when I was in Nigeria. Sometimes it's just to
once you receive the rema, you just share it immediately, like ASAP, not knowing fully well that God wanted you yourself to learn first.
Yes.
Right. And I love the fact that you said that God began to work on your motives, and then He made you to pause. You received the rema from Him, right? But it's not just for the world to see at that moment. The world will see it, but not at that moment. Lord wanted the word to like nourish you first before you put it out for the world to see. And it's a lesson for us, because I've had instances where like God just reveals something to me, I receive a rema, and I'm so quick, I want to post it on my status like ASAP, and God is just like, wait, you're the one this word is for. I'm talking to you. I'm talking to you first before you share it with the world, right? So it's important that as Christians we come to that point where yes, we're receiving remas and all, but then just pause sometimes when you receive it. Pause and say, Lord, search my heart. I think this word is for me actually. I need this word to nourish me first before I can push it out for the world to see. I love the fact that you mentioned that God worked on your heart on that, right?
Yes.
Okay.
And one other thing God did was to I came to understand what it means to personally encounter God. God carries us and molds us the way we are. Like
Yes.
he's indeed a father, so he knows how to carry and how to build each and every one. That was it. God worked in my motives, and I realized what it means to encounter God personally. So those are just the differences.
Okay. I love the fact that you say that God brought you to like a place of loneliness. Not loneliness necessarily, but I'll call it a place of consecration, right? Because he said in 2020 that was during the lockdown. There were no fellowships, everyone was just locked down, stay at home. And that was the point where God knew that he needed to capture your heart. It was at that point that he revealed himself to you. And then you went to like school resumed in 2021, part of 2020 and 2021, and you began to mix up with brethren. So I think I'm learning from this that God most of the times gives us that life of consecration. Sometimes we feel like it's lonely, but it's God wanting to like encounter you, because he knows that when you have so many voices, when you have like so many things around, it can distract you. That doesn't mean that those things are necessarily bad, but it can distract you. God meets us at our secret place.
Yeah.
When we build that secret place, when we build that place, that altar, and say, God, I want to spend this time with you. And that's where God will encounter you, just as he did for her, right? And I'm going to share my own experience, which is quite funny, because I transitioned from like high school to over here, so I didn't like have the university experience. But I studied in a Christian school, right, and Shalom Academy. And when I was in that school, I had brethren, and I was a functionary, like I had like leadership position. So I was always on fire for the Lord, that kind of thing. So God was, because of the people that I surrounded myself with, I was always on fire, always on fire, always on fire. So they were helping me to fan my flames to fire, right? And then I noticed that after I left and we moved over here, it was like a whole transition. I was trying to seek the Lord. I was trying to get to know the Lord again, be on fire for the Lord, and it was like it was dying down. Why? Because I did not necessarily build a personal altar, a personal relationship. I had a personal relationship with Jesus, quite all right, but I did not build that
build the
personal altar. Yes, that's the word, the altar itself. I didn't build that altar with the Lord. So it became a struggle when I came over here. And guess what? We had work, we had school, we had then our family and friends, and then building our relationship with God. So all this thing just threw at me, and I was like, wait, hold on, I need a break. And God began to help me. It was like a day-to-day journey, but then it was a struggle. I won't like neglect the fact that it was a struggle, but then I intentionally began creating time for God. I wasn't always doing it like having my quiet time early in the morning, because there was a time I needed to work in the morning, like early in the morning, and just meeting up with all those things was a struggle. I remember reading my Bible in the bus on my way to school. I don't know if you remember. I'll always carry my Bible. I say, God, I don't do my morning devotion this morning. I'm going to do it to the bus. I must do it before. I think there was a time I did it too. Okay. Yeah. So like I intentionally had to create that personal altar with God. It was not easy, because almost all my life, I've always been surrounded by Christian friends. They always say, oh, let's go for Bible study, let's go for fellowship. So they were just helping me to like fan my flames to fire, basically. But then after God now separated me from those people, I'm not saying they are not important, they are important, but you need to balance the both of them, right?
You need to prioritize building a personal altar.
Yes, you need to prioritize building a personal altar with God, and then the fellowship part now comes in. But because I didn't have that personal altar with God, it became a struggle, and I didn't balance it right. So I remember intentionally creating those systems. I had to, are we going to call them systems? But I had to intentionally start creating time to spend with God and building personally. No more, oh, we're having this group fellowship, or we're having this group meeting. I intentionally told myself, see, all these people are building their lives, so I have to have that work with God, because without God, how will I like live my life? I cannot live a well I cannot live my life as a Christian without having a personal relationship,
That's
without
the
having a
secret.
personal altar with God. Because when things happen to you, who do you run to? You always run to your friends and your families. No, there will be times where you need to go to God and say, God, I need you in this. There will be times where you need to seek the Lord personally for yourself, because there are some personal decisions that you have to make, and it's only God that can help you and direct your steps. So I intentionally started. When I started, I would say that it was not easy. It was not easy at all, but I intentionally was creating system. There will be days I'll miss to have my quiet time, to fellowship with God. I just knew, I'm like, God, just keep helping me. And I kept like being vulnerable before the Lord and telling him, God, I really need your help. I'm building, and I know it's not easy. I didn't do this back then in Nigeria. I always had like a fellowship, but now I really want you to like help me build. And he has been helping me. And I've been growing, right? And so I just wanted to share that little experience. You like balance God, academics, your work, and like relationship with family and friends.
Your ultimate priority, so ultimate, should be God.
God.
And
Right.
then as a student,
Mm-hmm.
and when I mean God, I mean your relationship with God,
Right.
building that relationship and wanting to serve Him. Build relationship with someone by spending time with that person. It's as easy peasy as that to say,
Right.
but you get to find challenges when you start, because you know that life is spiritual and the enemy does not like what you're doing.
It's going to be a struggle, but then the Holy Spirit is there to like quicken us.
Holy Spirit is there to quicken
So let's
us.
not just leave it that it's going to be a struggle. Oh my God, I don't want to struggle in life. It's going to be a struggle, right? But the more you grow, it's not going to be a struggle. As you grow,
It's not going to be. In fact, the Bible says that if the spirit of Him who raised Jesus from the dead lives in you, that same spirit that raised Christ from the dead will grant life unto your mortal body.
Right.
Through His spirit that dwells in you. So yes, it will be a struggle, because the enemy would come to make you like run away from God, but
Right.
you have to be very intentional and lean on God for strength, because by strength shall no man prevail.
Absolutely.
God crowns your life. He holds your life. It really helped me to balance other aspects, though it was not easy.
Right.
So I would make sure I try to spend time with God in the morning. But it doesn't really happen like that all the time. Like sometimes I'm in the bus and I'm trying to catch up, like either reading my Bible or playing a worship, like to set my heart right.
Yes,
and then
you have to be intentional about it, because if you always wait for the right time might never come. You have to create that time.
Though it's still advisable to always try to spend time with God
in the morning.
In the morning.
I agree with that. It just like sets your day up.
It sets your day.
Yeah.
It aligns your mind to God's will, His will, His ways, His thoughts for your life, and what even the plans that you have, you can present it before God in the place of prayer. So I remember sometimes if I miss my quiet time, I try to catch up. Sometimes if I don't miss it and I'm not having a test that day or an exam that day, I try to play worship songs, like just to tune my heart, keep my heart in tune with God.
Right.
Play worship songs while on the way to school, and in school during my short break sometimes. I did like use my earbud, plug my ear, listen to a worship song, listen to a clip, or catch up with friends and family on WhatsApp. But then, okay, that's God, that's my books. I have to do good in class. I have a pass mark and
excellence.
Yes. Sorry. And if I don't pass, like we have a cut-off mark as a nursing student. If you don't pass, you're going to be kicked out of the class.
Yeah.
So
out of nursing school.
Of nursing school. I'm
Just like they keep people out of medical school.
And then you have to come back, and imagine the pass mark was 80%.
Wow, 80.
So it was a huge.
Whoa.
You have to be on your toes all the time. So sometimes while playing worship too, I'll be reading. It's not well. I don't know,
advisable, because then the Holy Spirit will carry you go. But
well, for me, it helps me to. I understand the type of songs I listen. I won't be playing a praise
songs like Miss Jewel's song.
No.
If I'm the one and I play Miss Jewel's song, I must sing it. I must get distracted, right?
And then you dance, and then you come back to study. That is like half attention. So
it's not advisable as well.
I play worship to like very low or in the background.
Worship
sometimes not with
better.
my earbud. I could just play it aloud, but very low, just in the background to help me align my thoughts into
Yeah.
what I'm reading. And a point will come where I'm no more like focusing on the music. I am soaking myself into my book and
Yeah,
I'm reading and
definitely.
understanding.
Right.
So
It's always good for you to be on a low tone. Don't make it so high.
Don't make it
Just
so high.
just to have like a background sound
so
and still align yourself.
try to, the little time I have, that if I'm not spending with God, I have my academics. I'll have
Right.
to spend it and try to catch up, prepare for my exams, my tests, and other things. And then friends and families. Yes, they.
Have you been faithful in keeping up with your friends?
I would say 50-50.
Ah.
Because sometimes we get really very busy.
Yeah.
And like the academics is choking you.
And then you have to
It's
balance
really
it with
choking.
work.
You have to balance it with work. So I don't really reply messages at like immediately because it's either, so what I usually do sometimes, I off my data and then try to catch up with so many people that I can, and after that turn on my data, everything since I get back to what I'm doing. Some other times when I have time, I want to be like chatting with someone, like depending. So sometimes coming back from school, I use that time to catch up with friends and family. But
Like
going to school is
15
like
minutes time.
the 15 minutes drive time. Try to catch up with friends and family. And then sometimes in the night as well, I use that time to catch up with friends and family, but also trying to balance it with your academics. And then for work, a very good friend of mine told me, once you go to work, focus on your work. And when you come back, just at the door of your house, what do? Leave every matter concerning work and get back home. Focus on everything about home. Because
agree
work
with
can
that.
be very, very stressful.
True.
And even when you're back home and you're studying or even spending time with God, your mind is still going around. I've had times when I'm so stressed at work, and in my dream, it's as though I'm continuing taking care of my patients. Like it's a continuous. So where I stopped, and that's when I know you're so stressed. You're so stressed right now, and you need a break. You need to do something. You need to free your mind. So try to. So this is the balance. When you're at work, just make sure you focus on work, and as much as possible, give your whole time, give your whole best to work. And then when you come back home, drop every stress about work and come back home. And if you feel it's too hard to drop, like when I mean dropping it, like take off your mind from it. If you feel it's too hard to take off your mind from it, then go home. When you shower, get everything done. When you're settling for the night, cry to God and tell him
Release
how
this
you
burden
felt at work. Release the burden. Or if you have if you're married, you can talk to your husband or your wife, or sibling. You can talk to your sibling, someone who can. But you must also learn to understand, like when you're pouring out things to someone, if someone is not medically inclined and you're pouring out, how someone had, or how a child of 5-year-old had disease, and you're just pouring it out, the person would feel depressed. So you must be very careful. If you don't have such persons who are able to bear like your own burdens, then go and talk to God.
Yes, God is the only one who understands.
So creating that balance, you must be very intentional. And remember my advice: God, your ultimate priority, and then you have number one priority, your academics or your family, number one, number two, depending, and then you have your work. And then I would also miss like personal self. You need to grow personally.
Self-care is important.
Yes. I think I would put that
last. Not really last.
I'll put that under like
before work.
Let's say,
because when you are mentally inclined, when you are okay, that's when you can
work. To actually say it could be intertwined, because when you're actually growing in God, you are building yourself, and when you're growing in God, He's also leading you to maybe sister, you need to work on your character, and
your dressing, your
and
looks.
He's leading
you need to make your hair, girl.
Yes, and He's leading you to maybe programs or online sections that will help you build your character. Remember, He's the one that has the blueprint of our life. So I think I'll leave it at like, I don't think I may add it into this priority list, but I'll just say as you keep growing in God, He's pointing out things. Oh, you need to know how to manage your finances.
Yeah.
You need to know, okay, this is where I'm taking you in the next five
Mhm.
years. You need to build self-confidence. You need to know
Yeah.
how to talk to people. So all those things are intertwined. So creating a priority list will really, really help you to
Yeah.
create a balance.
I agree with that, and it's important to look good. Make your hair, dress up, look
Yeah.
presentable. Even as a Christian, don't say, "Oh, I'm a Christian and I don't need to look good. Just Jesus all the way." Jesus all the way, but then Jesus needs to be seen in the way you dress.
And I think I also chip in something. So,
Mm-hmm.
in as much as we are trying to look good, just make sure that your personal ambitions or achievements or personal goals are not speaking louder than what God desires from
Yeah,
you.
true.
So there are some persons they love God, but they are so concerned about themselves. Because
True.
yes, I understand where you want to be better, you want to make impact, but sometimes they shift their focus from God.
Needs to be balanced. Everything
It's
needs balance. Don't
it's all
overdo.
about you want to see when you build relationship with God, even in
Mm-hmm.
your making hair, you will talk to him. Lord,
Yeah.
Lord, what style do you want us to do? You know,
Mm-hmm.
I'm your ambassador. We're ambassadors of
Right.
Christ. So what
Mm-hmm.
style do you want us to do this
Mm-hmm.
time? Okay, what dressing? What color of shoe do you want me to wear?
Right.
And all those
Taking
things.
God more personal
It's
and
not
deeper
that it
work.
does not necessarily mean that you have to be like saying it out, oh Lord,
Yeah.
but let your motives be right, and let
Mm-hmm.
it be that if God is searching your heart and he's seeing, oh, the desire for you to become a better person,
Yeah.
it's not all centered in yourself, like
Mm.
my strength, this one,
Don't
that
be
one.
self-centered.
So balance. If our life
Depend
is all
on
about
God.
balance, making God your ultimate priority
Mm-hmm.
and letting him balance every other thing
Every
around your
other
life.
thing.
Yes.
Yeah. Thank you in advance for subscribing to my YouTube channel, and thank you for
Thank
joining me
you.
on this episode. This is my first ever podcast, and I'm super excited. Thank you guys for joining, and I hope it blesses your life. Right. So, I've come to the end of this podcast. Bye.
Bye.